did you ever get into any of the literature? Because like I said, I think people are either into the girls or the literature when they learn Russian. Did you even get into the literature? Not really.
Yeah, I did. The first book that I read was a couple of years ago. My girlfriend gave me a dual language book from Chekhov, like
Uh-huh.
Chekhov short stories. So it was one page, it had everything in Russian, and in the other page, everything in English. So you can kind of try and see if you can read one sentence and then look it up on the other side in English. And those books work very well. I recommend them to anyone who's trying to read Russian. And then in 2018 summer, so that was after 2.5 years seriously studying Russian, I read Master and Margarita.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't really completely get it most of the time, but I just, got through the book. Like I read each sentence. Then in 2019, at the end of the year, or the last half year, basically, I read Crime and Punishment.
Wow.
But I think what helped me a lot was the fact that when like 7 or 8 years ago, I read it in English. So I already knew the plot, how it was going to go. So that made it easier for me to understand it. And like I said, it took me half a year to get through.
Wow.
So that's a long time.
I got so excited when you said Master and Margarita because one of the things I did recently was watch the TV series Master and Margarita from 2005, and I really enjoyed it. Like I didn't know that I was going to like it as much as I did, and I want to read that book, and at least eventually. And last weekend, I think it was, I started reading the first couple pages. Some things was easier than others, but just the fact of watching the series, it did really help with my comprehension in a lot of parts. So,
Well, with each Russian book, it's going to be difficult the first 10 pages or 20 pages because you really need to get used to the way the author writes. Because each author is different, and some of them were written in especially the Russian literature, like 1840s, some in 1940s. So some of them have a lot older language, some of them more modern. So the first couple of 10, 20 pages are always going to be pretty difficult to get through. So don't give up before you go through the first chapter, basically.
okay, cool. And right now I want to ask you something about, they're kind of two different questions, but they're similar questions in a way. What advice would you give to someone who is just about to study Russian, thinking about studying Russian, and the other part is someone who is studying Russian and is kind of struggling?